let's produce and check it out now. Holy. Now, I love King Von's music, okay? But it's pretty much a good conversation to say, was he a serial killer or not?
And yes, Von did like her, had a crush on her. Yes, he did. And then I say, how's you liking a stud? It was weird to me. How you got a crush on a stud?
You wanna smell my punani?
There is no poetic justice in the deadly story of killer-turned-rapper, King Von, and Chicago's infamous female assassin, Jakira K.I. Barnes. Let's travel back in time to June 24, 2012, where we left our story with the murder of K.I.'s 13-year-old partner in crime, Tyquan Tyler, after a spree of robberies. You see, 15-year-old K.I. and Tyquan were stick-up kids. And when I say stick-up kids, I mean it literally because that's all they were. Kids. And these kids targeted older drug dealers to rob, who they mistakenly viewed as easy licks, less prone to violence, leading to Tyquan's death. In our previous video, we detailed the murder of K.I.'s homie and popular gangster disciple from STL, EBT, Shondale Gregory, better known as Tuka, by two members of the Black Disciples from TYMB, and King Von's friend O.D. Perry from Parkway Gardens. K.I. caught her first body when she, along with her cousin and street mentor Bostrell, spotted O.D. riding his bike along 64th and King Drive in August 2011. King Von was in jail when O.D. died and O Block got its name, but he had a hit list when he got out in March 2012. Von caught his first body a month after his release in April. After Tyquan's murder in June, K.I. changed her Twitter handle to Tyquan Assassin. So by the time they met face to face a few months later on a train in September 2012, both King Von and Tyquan Assassin were already killers. But before we detail their meeting on the train, let us all listen to an interesting story that Trenches News had to tell about Chief Keef and K.I.
I'm gonna tell you this about Chief Keef, a lot of people didn't know. Chief Keef was going on both sides. Chief Keef was walking through John Road, man. I'm talking about the war was on. Chief Keef was still walking over there. Like I'm talking about 2010 when they was jumping on people, going at it. Chief Keef was still walking through there. His daddy from back that way. His daddy from Langley, Champlain, ABM. So Keef was over there. They tried to jump on Keef. Keef put the hands on K.I. Modell and Can't Get Right. He put the hands on him on everything. They try to approach him when he was coming back from his father, seeing his father. They try to ambush him through that on the block. So Keef seen it and walked around. Man, I'm talking about Can't Get Right ran up first. He packed him, pow pow. K.I. tried to run, he muffed up. On there, then just got the, you know what I'm talking about? They fell back though, but he put hands on them though. He put hands on them. Yeah, they try to pull it with him. They thought he was sweet though. We on the porch like, Keef gonna beat one of their ass. He ain't sweet. That man hands rusty like an alligator. You ain't never seen Keef hands on a bad day? Oh man, Keef had some hands. Keef hands big, first of all, like a gorilla, and then they ashy. So when he smack you with it, you gonna get cut and everything. Like you getting a smack and a cut at the same time.
On September 25, 2012, King Von saw K.I. on the train, and there was a fight on site. King Von took to Twitter to brag, "Oppos get whooped on the train, lacking, think about it." K.I. responded, "My arm fucked up in my ear, and I got a bruise on my face." The next day she tweeted, "Ain't got shit but a bruise on my face, but ain't tripping cause that 40 cal, put a hole in that opper's face, and boom boom boom, like she had just shot a block up." Von asked, "You a gangster or a bitch Kyra, make your mind up." "I'm a real G, on Shondale, ain't no bitch in me boy, you know that." A few days later on September 30th, K.I. shouted out her gang by tweeting, "I'm Diewick, and I'm a die bricks, that's at 63rd shit." Von replied, "You ain't never out when I come on the drive." K.I. didn't back down writing, "Like white nigga, you can go night nigga, let's get it. You better run up on me, cause I'm gonna run up on you, I don't got aim." "Me neither. I wasn't trying to pop that. Laughing out loud, you talk too much low girl, you need some. Fuck you dude, on that lady." That same day, K.I. asked her followers on Twitter to retweet, "If you think she looks good." Von retweeted her post.
You wanna smell my punani? You wanna smell my punani? You wanna smell my punani?
Now it's time to reveal the reason that the name Modell McCambry should ring a bell for those that watched part 1 of our documentary and are familiar with King Von's story. On October 13, 2012, Vaughn caught his second body when he killed Modell. By the end of October, he would claim another life and join his best friend T-Roy with 3 bodies each under their belts, in their sociopathic race to claim the throne as Chicago's top driller. King Von graduated from stick-up kid to murderer when he ran down on Modell's cousin, King Doc, along with T-Roy and killed him in April 2012. Modell found his cousin's body in the tall weeds of a vacant lot close to his family's home, hours after the police failed to locate the body. In the months that followed, Modell began to associate himself more closely with gangster disciples from Tookaville, like K.I. So, the following Twitter exchange on October 3rd between King Von and K.I., just 10 days before Modell's murder, takes on a special significance. K.I. kicked things off with, "Lil Scud from the Wick, some bitch. I beat his ass. Now let Davon know, I ain't no hoe." After 30 minutes without a reply, she added, "On folks, beat him on the train by myself. He ain't even claim his set, on Tooka. He talking about he zone 7. King Von responded with laughing out loud. "Kyra ain't no lame. I think I love you. Gay ass. Laughing my ass off. Don't do that, ma." King Von's sister, Kayla B., clarified things on Twitter when she put in her 2 cents by adding, "I told him not to say where he was from, he wasn't scared Kyra, and you didn't beat him up, but everyone know you ain't no lame." K.I. replied, "He ain't swing at me one time, on Shondale. He took off after I patched him up." King Von ended the conversation with, laughing out loud, "You can't be the wifey? I'ma treat you right, on David." A couple of days later, on October 5th, Von started to troll K.I. on Twitter again. "Good afternoon, wifey." Laughing out loud. K.I. replied a little later. "Funny ass, what up, dude?" Laughing out loud. "I'm missing you. I be having you on my mind a lot, on David." Later that day, King Von let his sister, Kayla B., know how he felt about K.I. "Hey sis, Jaro ain't gon' make it." Laughing out loud. "They is lame for real. I only like Kyra from over there. That's wifey." Laughing my fucking ass off. "That's your wifey?" "Yes, I'ma marry her." Laughing my ass off. Oh wow. Several years later, a person would allegedly hack K.I.'s direct messages to reveal the following conversation with King Von that we will show, along with tweets leading up to Modell's murder, while Trenches News explains one of the reasons why Modell was targeted by King Von.
They got into it, and this is the bus incident. All of them was out there. Lil Drill, Bunna, it was everybody out there, man. The whole fucking STL, EBT, Modell, them, all of them was out there. You know, they got to fight and shit. They got to fight. Everybody smashed them, bro. Von ain't just get jumped on by nobody, man. Everybody jumped on Von that day. But out of everybody who jumped on him, it was like Modell was the punch that he remembered, that Von remembered. I don't know why that Von remembered Modell punch, but that's the punch that Von remembered, man. And ever since that day, Von been vowing that Modell is gonna be gone, bro. Like every time he catch him, he gonna do something to him. Or every tweet, it was just something. You know, the guy with the one out. You know. So, they beat him real bad. They was about to shoot him that day. Everything Buddy said it sounded legit to me that he's saying. You know, he ain't clickbaiting on that one. And Lil Drill was about to shoot him, and everybody just started scouting off the bus. It's gonna be a shoot. And that's when Modell kept on punching him. And then, like he said, Killer Ward and Tookaville had a tug over Von. They was pulling Von back and forth, pulling him.
On October 8, 2012, King Von and K.I. took to Twitter to talk about a confrontation between King Von and K.I.'s homie, FBG Wooski, at the corner store. Von saw Wooski outside the store and followed him inside until he thought twice, and backed out. Von realized that he was outnumbered, so he left, but he came right back after getting his gun. Wooski and his friends locked Von out of the store, and luckily no one lost their life that day, despite the fact that the gang members were willing to use their trigger fingers and Twitter fingers in broad daylight, just to get some clout. 2 days later, Kaya put her trigger fingers to work, along with FBG Cash, to shoot at Vaughn and his best friend, T. Roy. T. Roy and Vaughn escaped, but Vaughn got hit in the leg. If you don't believe me, just read their tweets from October 10th. I mean, who needs the police? These kids are self-snitching on a public platform for billions of people around the world to see, where a private company was eventually bought by the world's richest man, Elon Musk, for billions of dollars and somehow local, and federal law enforcement couldn't figure out how to catch king of self-snitching Vaughn and T. Roy before more black lives were lost. And don't let T. Roy's 5'1" frame fool you because he was deadly with a gun. On October 13, 2012, at around 9:30 p.m., King Von, T. Roy, and J Money from O Block were looking for ops on the 6300 block of South Roads when they spotted Modell on the porch of a house with his cousin Miles, a football player from Leo Catholic High School that was not affiliated with any gangs, and a member of STL, EBT called Richie Jerk, talking to a female classmate. Richie Jerk was shot in the foot, but managed to escape. King Von, T. Roy, and J Money killed Modell, and then put 5 shots in the back of his cousin, Miles. Miles was an innocent bystander. Miles has to live the rest of his life in a wheelchair, so don't we as a people feel just a little bit guilty about supporting King Von's career? I was raised on NWA, but I listened to Public Enemy and A Tribe Called Quest too. I know I'm getting old, but this drill shit is some new shit. When did it become cool to kill people and go to jail? I mean, I'm glad there was Cap in Eazy's raps. He was a cartoon character. It was entertainment. Dr. Dre wasn't a thug. Ice Cube wasn't one. Neither was Snoop Dogg. They proved that later in life, while making hundreds of millions of dollars for themselves in the process. Think about it for a second, the sad ending for the late, great Tupac Shakur, might have been different if he acted like the real-life Lucky from Poetic Justice, instead of Bishop from Juice.
You wanna smell my punani? You wanna smell my punani?
On the day Modell was murdered, King Von tweeted, "I'm about to pop these pills, and spaz out on somebody. Damn, I need something to take down. I'm getting dry, on David. Ain't no party in Mob tonight. That shit getting cancelled. Man, somebody come get me real quick." 30 minutes later, he wrote, "Ha." Followed by, 45 Glock me. 17 minutes after the murder on October 13th, King Von asked on Twitter, "Who died?" Followed by, "It is not safe around our way." The following day, he tweeted, "Me and T. Roy got a problem. We just can't stop doing our thingy thing and all that. The street's in trouble. Here comes King Von." Von also had a conversation with K.I. who sent a direct message asking him, "Where y'all at? On Tuka, man come outside." Laughing out loud. "Don't tweak with me. Motherfuckers done got them one. Y'all put up for the rest of the month, huh? You wanna have a shootout with me or something? Hell yeah, you and your man's T. Roy. Very scary. On folks, we all threw your shit. We didn't see a soul. We finna throw some grenades in that bitch, on Tuka. Everybody must go. We're busy right now. We gonna come to y'all, Tuka this." Less than a week later, Chief Keef's classic song, Love Sosa, was released on October 18th. King Von would respond in real time on Twitter showing the real-life influence of drill music and gang culture in our community. October 24th was a busy day for King Von. We'll show his conversation with K.I., while we listen to Tay Capone describe what else King Von did that day.
So bang, one day, LA get jumped at Dunbar, right? Usual stuff though, cause he steady having smoke at Dunbar. Von, he about crib. I forget why I didn't go. And I can speak on this shit for them. They did. Yeah. Man, I don't know why the fuck. I think it was too many guys going. I ain't gonna lie. It was like too many niggas trying to hop in the car and go see what was going on. So I ended up staying at the crib. So for them go down there. So man, Von and them go up to Dunbar. Long story short, they have a bang out at Dunbar. This nigga Von, he go up there, he tossing that Dunbar. He up in that bitch, get into it. He get acting crazy at Dunbar. Shoot that bitch up on phone.
King Von rapped in the song Wait, matter of fact this was the day I shot up Dunbar with L.A., M. Thang and McAdoo, JoJo died, we laughed at dude.
Matter of fact this was the day I shot up Dunbar with L.A., M. Thang and McAdoo, JoJo died, we laughed at dude.
McAdoo 600 was K.I.'s boyfriend before she decided to switch sides, and I'm not just talking about the fact that she was a gangster disciple, and he was a black disciple either. She had a boyfriend before switching sides, get it?
You wanna smell my punani? You wanna smell my punani?
And word on the streets is that Ki even tried to kill McAdoo when she caught him lacking, after the war had kicked off. Speaking of the war, 3 days before shooting up Dunbar, King Von and T. Roy were outside looking for ops on October 21, 2012, in Jar-O City, on the 6200 block of roads when they saw Lil Twan and Gucci. Von pulled out the blicky, shot both of them in the leg. Lil Twan was 14 years old at the time. Don't believe me? Just look at their social media accounts around this time. Again, what I don't understand is how law enforcement failed to stop a serial killer, before more lives were lost, if black lives really matter. On October 29th, King Von wrote, "I ain't been hanging with T. Roy like that cause he been winning. I gotta catch up first. Give me to Friday." Laugh out loud. This tweet is in reference to the ignorant competition that these fools had to see, who could gain the most clout, on the street and on social media, by killing black people.
Lord, forgive these Chirac savages, because they know not what they do. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the level of coonery has been astounding, but this next story just takes the cake.
On April 28, 2012, King Von began his killing spree when he went out sliding with T. Roy, Duke, and BJ. They caught Marlon, King Doc, Monroe lacking, and King Von claimed his first body. A few months later, on August 8, King Von went on a drill with the all-star team of D. Rose, Manny, and T. Roy when they spotted Terrell Dirty Rel Joshua. T. Roy started busting shots. Since T. Roy was the only one who allegedly fired a weapon that day, and no one else in the car took credit, this network does not include Dirty Rel in the 7 murders of gangster disciples that Von admitted to killing. Despite the fact that there was a heavy police presence on O Block later that very same day because of the Dirty Rel shooting, FBG Wooski and 50 Shots got revenge for the GDs. They put a bullet in the chest of Tony, White, done outside of a corner store on O Block when King Von went inside. The cops saw what happened, and fired shots at Wooski and 50 Shots, as they fled the scene. 50 Shots got hit in the leg and was later captured. He didn't snitch on Wooski, so Wooski remained high on King Von's hit list. On October 13th, King Von murdered Modell. On October 15th, he had another confrontation with Wooski at a corner store. On October 30th, King Von tweeted, "It's my main man's T. Roy's birthday." At 8:45 a.m., Von boasted, "Check the stats," referring to who had the most bodies in the ongoing gang war. He knew something that 23-year-old Derek P5 Johnson, also known as Crack, was about to find out. The deal to sell somebody some weed, for an early morning wake and bake session, was a setup. 3 minutes before Crack was shot dead, Von tweeted, "Laughing my ass off." 3 minutes later, he could brag to his boy T. Roy that he caught his third body, and he tweeted for everyone, including law enforcement, to see, "My 4/5, make his ass do 40 flips." King Von had an insatiable bloodthirst to kill GDs. His homie from O Block, J Money, was butthurt because P5, or Crack as he was called, was cracking J Money's baby mother, Lisa's back out. So, J Money made a deal with a self-professed demon. When Crack arrived on the 6200 block of South Eberhard at 9:13 a.m. to sell some weed, he was met by Black Disciple members King Von, J Money, Big A, and Manny. Later that day, King Von tweeted, "Drilling nigga, low key, like my nigga OD. The early bird catches the worm. I does my thingy thang, and all that for real, homie. Y'all niggas ain't trying to win. I knew OD, Platoon, Sheroid, and White. Them were my boys. On BD, I'm trying to win." As the days passed from the date of Modell's murder, King Von's tweets reached new heights when it came to self-snitching. "Damn. I'm fucked up in the head. I think I am crazy for real. Damn, Modell got killed in October and Crack. Who gon' get killed in November?" Stay tuned.
Just 8 days after the murder of Derek P5 Johnson, better known as Crack, on November 8, 2012, K.I.'s homie, Rodney Boss Trell Stewart, was found murdered. His body was discovered in an alley 2 days before he was scheduled to take a bus to Iowa to start a new life. Boss Trell was a drug dealer and one of the top hitters for the gangster disciples from STL, EBT. So the narrative from his grandmother that he was a good kid that planned to turn his life around was false. Boss Trell was leaving Chicago for Iowa to sell drugs in a less competitive marketplace, and he was running from enemies that he created by living a violent life. His desire to leave gangbanging, on Chicago's South Side, behind him didn't come out of nowhere. He didn't just wake up one morning with a change of heart. He was running scared for his life because the BDs were at his neck. A few weeks before he was murdered, there were 2 attempts to take Boss Trell out of the game. The first person to spot Boss Trell and fire shots at him was Big A, from O Block. The second person was none other than King Von. Boss Trell was high on Von's hit list because police had identified him as the person who had shot and killed O.D. Perry with K.I., but Boss Trell never took credit for the hit to gain street credibility, raising doubts about his involvement. K.I. and FBG Butter, on the other hand, often claimed that they were the twins that gave O Block its name. But word on the streets is that they were false, claiming a body for STL, EBT, when the actual shooter was a GD from Mob. A month before OD's murder, a black disciple from his hood, Marcus, Baldy London, was shot and killed by Mob members, Domo and Cleon. The same gun was used in OD's killing. So the rumor is that K.I. and FBG Butter, or Boss Trell, was with a member of the Mob set of gangster disciples when that person killed OD. Beans and Scrap are 2 names from Mob that pop up the most as the suspected killers. On September 11, 2011, Boss Trell and Dome, from Jar O City, allegedly ran down on the black disciple that co-founded the 600 set of BDs, D-Fang, and killed him. Dome was arrested and charged with the murder. He did not snitch on the other gunman, Boss Trell. So on February 16, 2012, Boss Trell gained even more street credibility when he used a gun with a red beam to shoot King Von's homie, Sheroid Liggins, in the head from across the street on King Drive, killing him. In June 2012, Boss Trell was with his drilling partner from Tukaville, Dutchy, when they were stopped by the police after they shot up O Block. Boss Trell and Dutchy took off running. Dutchy was shot by an officer who claimed that he flashed a gun, but no gun was found at the scene. Dutchy and his family filed a lawsuit against the city of Chicago, which was settled out of court. Meanwhile, Boss Trell was hit by a squad car while running from the police, and spent the summer on crutches living with his girlfriend. He moved out after his girl's brother stole one of his guns. Boss Trell was scheduled to leave for Iowa on November 7th, but he postponed his plans to get his gun back. The brother of Boss Trell's girlfriend was a member of a set of black disciples called Quiet Money. They had ties to other BDs and sets in the area, including King Von and O Block. Boss Trell was dumb enough to issue threats before making a move to kill his girlfriend's brother. So when Boss Trell went creeping in an alley on the 2600 block of West 83rd Street, at around 6:15 a.m. on November 8th, the BDs were ready. King Von, T-Roy, Rondo Number 9, J-Money, and Boss Top pulled into the alley. Boss Trell started running. King Von, T-Roy, and J-Money hopped out of the car and chased him down. Police later found a gun underneath Boss Trell's dead body, and a bus ticket to Iowa in his pocket.
On November 19, 2012, King Von claimed his 5th body. This time Von wasn't spinning the block looking for ops. This time, Von was looking to hit an easy lick and rob somebody for some cash. Von wasn't a drug dealer. He wasn't a hustler. He wasn't a paid hitman. He was a thug. Von killed for free and thought of himself as a savage on Demon Time. In the song Demon, Von rapped, "If I tell you I love you, I mean it. Whitey got killed, I've seen it. I was right there, still can't believe it. Shit turned me into a demon."
If I tell you I love you, I mean it. Whitey got killed, I seen it. I was right there, still can't believe it. Shit turned me to a demon.
James Lil J. Holman was a drug dealer. Somebody gave King Von his location. Von and his best friend T-Roy planned to rob Lil J, not to kill him. He was standing outside, on the porch of his building located at 6001 South Michigan with a group of friends, when King Von, T-Roy, and 2 of their homies, ran up on the group with ski masks on. Someone in the group started to pull out a gun, but Von and T-Roy had the drop on them and let off shots. With that, King Von and T-Roy killed another black man who looked like them, acted like them, and died like them. In the song Demon, Von also rapped, "Back-to-back hits like a rerun. Me and T-Roy with Scheme on. I'm trying to put my whole team on."
Back-to-back hits like a rerun. Me and T-Roy with Scheme on. Just team.
Just 6 hours after the shooting, Von tweeted, "I be whacking GDs often." 21 minutes after that, Von tweeted, "I can name 5 GDs I done killed, and I shot 10. We ain't gotta talk broski." Followed by, to see me get your troopers whacked. And, what is crack block? Who made that? Laughing my ass off. Not long after Lil J's murder, Vaughn was arrested for unlawful possession of a firearm. He was behind bars from November 2012 until February 2013, and the streets of Chicago were just a little bit safer. The month before his release from jail, Vaughn's sister Kayla B tweeted, "Laughing my fucking ass off. Vaughn talking about when he come home, he just gonna kill people. Ha ha." King Von continued to lose homies, while locked up in jail, as the Chicago gang war raged throughout the year 2013. Jerome, J Money Woods was murdered on September 2nd of that year. J Money thought he was meeting a young lady on the 6600 block of South Roads that day. He did. It just wasn't the young lady that J Money expected to see. Allegedly, it was K.I. with her childhood friend Rossan Shaw, also known as Lil B No Surrender. J Money took off running when he realized that he was being set up. The gunman shot him in the back. After J Money collapsed, one of the gunmen stood over him and shot him 4 more times in the head. Shortly after the hit, K.I. tweeted, "J Money ain't use his head, so we took it off." A month before her brother's release, Kayla B tweeted to K.I. that Vaughn wanted her to visit him in jail. "Bro said come see him, he missed you, no bullshit." K.I. responded with laughing out loud. Kayla B insisted, "For real." On the morning of February 11, 2014, Kayla B's brother, King Von, was released. What is the first thing he did after getting out of jail? Of course, he started stalking K.I. "What's up, ma? You didn't miss a nigga? What up, my boy? When we linking?" Laughing out loud. "What's up with the guns? And on BD, you said you would come see me if I ever got booked. What happened? How it feel to lose your homie, while you behind dem bars, doing dat time? If I could, I'd dig J Money up and shoot his pussy ass again." King Von responded with, "Rest in peace J Money." K.I. retweeted this to mock him. So King Von wrote, "Rest in piss crack and Modell."
Since King Von was on house arrest for 30 days, all he could do was threaten his ops on social media from the crib. He could not slide on any enemies, but that changed in the month of March 2014. King Von was back on the streets sliding on ops from Mob, Tukaville, Jaro City, Taekwon World, and 051 Young Money Gang. 051 Young Money were allegedly responsible for the hit on Von's friend and rapper, L.A. Capone. Lil Mark, another Chicago rapper and known shooter from 051, released the song No Competition, where he dissed notable Black Disciples on March 25, which is a remix of Lil Durk's song Competition, where he dissed notable gangster disciples. The next day, Lil Mark was standing on a bus stop when King Von, Twilla from THF 46, and Rome from THF 46 shot at him, and almost killed him. 2 days later on March 28, Lil Mark, for some strange reason, was standing on the same bus stop where King Von almost took his life, on the 300 block of East 51st Street at 1:27 p.m. Somebody gave up Lil Mark's location. King Von, D Rose, 5-star from Folly Boys, and Twilla from THF 46 were already in traffic. Shots were fired from inside the van, shattering the glass at the bus stop when Lil Mar took off running. Twilla allegedly jumped out of a minivan shooting a gun equipped with an extended clip at Lil Mark, hitting him several times and ending his life. The minivan belonged to D Rose and was found in flames on the 3700 block of South Ellis at 6:30 p.m. What did King Von do after the hit? The answer is obvious, because there is a pattern to his dysfunctional behavior. Von sent tweets disrespecting his ops and showing love to the shooters in his gang, but he never claimed the body. He only admitted to the fact that he witnessed the crime. A lot of BDs went to the scene of Lil Mark's murder to mock him, including King Von, D Rose, Twilla, and Lil Durk, who declared the bus stop a famous site. King Von did not confirm the fact that he had killed 6 people in his tweets until he had killed K.I. He wanted to murder her and her childhood friend, Lil B No Surrender, to get revenge for J Money, but this happened first.
A massive police presence between Everhart and Rhodes on 63rd. Patrol cars, blue lights flashing after a police-involved shooting.
He got shot 7 times on Rhodes, right there by the police.
Friends say 19-year-old Rasan Shah had just left them to get something to eat.
Like we said earlier, there is no poetic justice in this story, only a cycle of death and destruction. After the death of another childhood friend on March 29, 2014, this time by the hands of the police after he allegedly waved a gun at them, Ki took to social media. On April 4 she asked, "Why the police have to kill my broski?" On April 7 she tweeted, "Da ops didn't take you but we need medicine. Bro, I'm a fuck over the ops for you." On April 10 she wrote, "I do what I do cause I know that God has a day for me, and you're nobody until somebody kills you, that's just real shit, I've seen too many of my niggas in a casket." Less than 24 hours later, she would be murdered. On April 11, 2014, Ki, FBG Buddha, and FBG Spoon were standing outside a house on the 6400 block of South Eberhard shooting dice, when a man exited the passenger side of a blue Oldsmobile, parked eastbound on the corner of 65th and Eberhard. The gunman shot Spoon in the foot and Buddha in the leg as they took off running, but they survived. Ki, on the other hand, was shot 9 times and collapsed on the porch of a nearby house trying to escape. The gunman returned to the getaway car and sped away.
Then on April 29, 2014, just 18 days after the murder of K.I., Davon Bennett, aka King Von, was taken into custody by Officer Fernandez of the Chicago Police Department's Fugitive Apprehension Unit to be interviewed by detectives. At around 1 p.m., King Von was placed in an interview room where 2 detectives began to question him about his involvement in K.I.'s murder. Vaughn would quickly deny all involvement and stated that he doesn't even know K.I. and never goes around 65th Street. The detectives would then ask Vaughn if he would be willing to do a polygraph examination, to which he would agree to do and was given food and water. While this interview was taking place, 4 cooperating witnesses were called in so they could view an in-person lineup of the suspects. The first witness to view the lineup told authorities that they were unable to identify the suspect, while the second witness pointed to King Von and said it could possibly be the suspect but wasn't sure. The third witness couldn't make an identification but verbally told detectives it was King Von. The fourth and final witness viewed the lineup and pointed directly to King Von. 2 assistant state attorneys would then arrive shortly after and began to review all the evidence in the K.I. case. Detectives would then go back to the interview room to check King Von, where Von would begin to tell detectives that he changed his mind and will no longer do a polygraph exam. King Von then starts giving detectives an alibi, claiming that he checked in at his parole office on the day of K.I.'s death. Detectives immediately started looking into Von's alibi and was able to confirm that he did in fact check in at his parole office, but there was still 30 minutes of unexplained time where he could have still committed the crime. Then on April 30th, 2014, the Cook County State Attorney's Office would announce that they are declining to prosecute King Von for the murder of K.I. due to inconsistencies in the witness statements.
King Von was never prosecuted for K.I.'s murder, just like K.I. was never prosecuted for any of the murders that she allegedly committed, including the killing of Chief Keef's cousin, Mario Blood Money Hess, rapping for his cousin's Glory Boys Entertainment Company using the name Big Glow. Blood Money was murdered a couple of days before K.I. was killed. We will explore this murder further in our video titled, Did Dirk Snake Chief Keef's Cousin? The total number of murders committed by K.I. has been exaggerated by herself and others over the years. This network links the killings of O.D., J Money, and Blood Money to her based on police reports and rumors on the street, while we link 6 murders to Vaughn at this time of our story. King Doc, Modell, P5, Boss Trell, Lil J, and K.I. Hit the notification bell to get a reminder to watch another upcoming short film from us where we'll look inside the story of King Von's 7th murder, and the night he went to both jail and prom. K.I. and Von didn't go to prom together, but the story of King Von's deadly love for K.I. did not end with her death. 3 days after K.I.'s murder, Von tweeted, "Homicide in the air, smell like a graveyard. 6 niggas extinct for trying to play hard." A month later he wrote, "So she dissed O and J Money. Wonder how big that mouth is?" In 2019, King Von trolled the producers of A&E's documentary about K.I. titled, The Untold Story, Secret Life of a Gang Girl, and appeared on the show as her wannabe lover, causing her family further pain.
I was trying to fuck. Yeah, I was trying to push. I was like, damn.
The exact text was something along the lines of, when it's all over with, I'm going to get up in you or something. Does that sound about right?
That sound wrong, so yeah, I'll be saying wrong. Yeah, I probably did say that. I called you, I talked on the phone too.
There is no poetic justice in this story, only karma. Remember when we told everyone that the name of K.I.'s brother would become important later in the story? Well, that time is now. Big A from O-Block was the getaway driver when King Von killed his sister. Like most of these gangbangers nowadays, Big A was not shy about using his trigger fingers on the street and his Twitter fingers at home to brag about his criminal activity. He even changed his social media handle from Big A to Big ASCII, as in Ask KI. On December 4, 2016, Big A was killed in the early morning hours on South King Drive while buying something to eat from Sammy's Grill. Some say his murder had nothing to do with KI, others say he was killed by two gangster disciples from Tookaville. DeAndre Wallace, also known as Can't Get Right, is one suspect and KI's brother, George Barnes, also known as G.I. Joe, is the other.